Coach?
So it's a tough night for us. Didn't come out and play with force again against teams that are in the West. You have to come to play right from the jump, and we're at a deficit. We're smaller, shorter, and not as strong. So you got to do a lot of your. And we talked about this the other night in Seattle. You got to do a lot of your work early. Try to push teams around. Try to pressure them out on the floor a little bit. We did make a lot of shots. Young teams, that can happen, and you can put your head down, and then you get frustrated, and then guys try to go and do it themselves, individual. Create your own shots and stuff like that, and that's just young teams trying to figure it out as they're getting bonked over the head a little bit. So it's a learning experience. There's going to be more of these. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it and tell you that everything's perfect, but everything's it's not as bad as it's an opportunity for these guys to learn. Had some guys have some tough nights. They're a good team. They're playing. Of their top 9 guys, 10 guys tonight. One guy is on his first contract. He's pretty good. Donovan Mitchell is very good. Of our 9 or 10 guys, top guys, one guy is in his second contract. It's just a difference of age and maturity, and it's just going to take a little bit, a lot.
After a game like that, when the deficit gets to being what it is, what do you try to tell your guys? I don't even know at the half. I mean, what do you try to tell them?
Well, we just you can go and bang them over the head. I mean, they know they didn't whatever. Well, we tried to win the third quarter, and we did. So that was relief, and then after that, you're way behind, and you have another game coming. So you try to get some other guys some minutes and see if we can't respond again tomorrow.
With so many of your top guys so young, a lot of times you look to maybe someone on the court to try to get guys together. Do you have to take more of a role in calling more timeouts to kind of get guys settled because you have so much inexperience on the court at times?
Inexperience and ability to stop the bleeding at times, where you have a go-to player who can get you a bucket and stop. I called 4 timeouts, in the first quarter. So, if that's tough to come by, and it's going to be that way. So it's a shared responsibility to help each other score and help each other defend as best as possible. And they just, too many times in the first quarter, they just shot over top of us. I mean, Joe Ingles is not going to see Yogi Ferrell or Buddy Hield. I mean, he's just going to look over the top of him and he's going to shoot it, hit a couple, and then it started going from there. But us not being able to score, they just got so many free swings at us early, and you get loose when you get extra chances to get shots.
Marvin had a productive game in 21 minutes. Are you seeing him getting a little more comfortable and growing on the floor a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, he does some good things and gets loose balls, and I think he's fun to coach, and he learns something every time out, and looking forward to coaching him.
Coach, on the other side, Utah, Grayson Allen, what type of player you think he is, and what he can be in this league?
I don't know. I just got beat by like 70, so I'm not really studying Grayson Allen very much as far as what he can do offensively or defensively.
On the you've talked about the defense being behind the offense at this point. How do you analyze this and get ready for next week when games actually count on the defensive side?
No, you just try to simplify it as much as possible so guys know it. Look, if they line up and they beat you, right, and just bigger, stronger, faster, just boom, hit you or shoot over the top of you or whatever. You just you want it to be that. You try to eliminate as much confusion. I have. The offensive playbook is like 18% of what it would normally be. It's very much reduced so that we can spend more time on teaching guys how to pass, catch, when to shoot, when to dribble, how to guard. League is changing. It's all perimeter, playing threes at 4. Small forwards are playing power forward. You're going to have to be able to close out to guys no matter what their position is, and communicate through some situations. Game's going awful fast for a lot of our young guys, more so even at the defensive end. So it's just going to take time, and they're practicing against each other. There's no Rudy Gobert in our gym to practice against day in and day out. So practices have been good. Practices have been spirited. Practices have been competitive. We look good against each other, and so we got to keep that spirit up and try to stay positive and keep getting better.